Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is JT from Above and Below, but I want to talk about Canelo Alvarez. He got stripped for his IBF title, and the talks between Derevyanchenko hit the wall. And I just wanted to talk about this because I got to talk about it because at the same time, if he didn't get stripped, I wouldn't even been talking about this at all. I think this fight. I think Canelo and versus Derevyanchenko would have been a good fight. You know what I'm saying? But it's not going to happen right now. I don't know if it's going to ever happen. But he got stripped for his IBF, and some people say this is the second time getting stripped because the WBC pushed him up to a franchise champion, which whatever that is. And they gave the WBC belt to Jamal Charlo, which he'd been waiting there for 2 years, his mandatory for 2 years or 3 years, whatever, to fight Canelo Alvarez. And he just never really. I don't know, he wanted to fight him or he just ducking him. I mean, it seemed like, well, one thing is, because I remember one time he said he wanted to be the undisputed middleweight champion of the world, which that's not going to come true because he got stripped the IBF and they pushed him up to franchise and he gave his belt to Jamal Charlo, and now he just had one belt, and I think he's in negotiation and to fighting with Demetrius Andrade, and the fight would have been really good if he had most of the belts, and then Andre got the other belt, and it'll be a unification match. But now it's just going to be just a regular match of who's the best. Well, I would say who's the best fighter in the middleweight division. You know what I'm saying? And some people have certain channels saying that he would never fight Demetrius Andrade or Andre, whatever you want to call him. We got to see, because I thought he was going to fight Sergey Kovalev and even Derevyanchenko, and he said he's going to fight Callum Smith or something like that. He's back and forth. I don't know. I don't think Canelo or Oscar De La Hoya don't know what he's going to fight now. You know what I'm saying? It's been back and forth and talks to all these fighters, and Kovalev didn't stop the fight because of they didn't offer him more money. You know what I'm saying? And now Derevyanchenko said he didn't offer him more money. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm thinking to myself, Canelo Alvarez and Oscar De La Hoya probably gave them more money than they ever fought in one match in their professional career. You know what I'm saying? But I guess they wanted more money, and I guess it wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. But the thing about it is, at the same time, he want to stay at 160, then he want to go up to 165 or 170. He just back and forth. I don't think he know what he want to do right now. But he negotiated with Andre, and I don't know who's pushing that fight. I don't know if he really wants to fight Demetrius Andrade, or is the zone, the boss, or the bosses want him to fight him because they want an exciting fight. I don't think Dan Jacobs put in the number that they think it was going to pull in, but we don't know because they didn't come out with no number of how much that fight generated and how many people bought the app because of Dan Jacobs versus Canelo, or Canelo versus Dan Jacobs. And but I do give Canelo, he did fight Laura, and then he did fight Dan Jacobs. But I wonder, well, some people might be wondering, or me at the same time, did he really wanted to fight him? Or was it the zone pushing that fight with Daniel Jacobs? But it really don't matter because he fought him. You see what I'm saying? So, and he did win that fight with Daniel Jacobs, but with the Laura fight, that's, some people, I seen that fight, I think Laura won that fight. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't lose that fight. The judges gave it to him, and now we don't know who his next opponent is going to be. And he got... Like, some people going to say that he got stripped for that first WBC title. They gave it to him. That's what it sounded like to me to a certain degree. But if you're not a Canelo fan, that's what you're going to say. And if you is a Canelo fan, you're going to say what it is, push him up there. But at the same time, it's but what he said about he want to be the undisputed middleweight champion of the world. And now he's doing something else. But you know what? He's not the only person that says something and do something else. He says something. If something come out of his mouth saying this, and then he do the other thing. You see what I'm saying? He's not the only person or the only fighter doing this in boxing. You see what I'm saying? And it's about money first. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we're gonna see if he's gonna fight this Demetrius Andrade, even if he is forced or not getting forced, whatever. He's in negotiating, and hopefully they give him the right money that he want. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta understand too. Some fighters do be greedy too at the same time. You see what I'm saying? So the negotiation part is really, I think, it's not that easy. It might be easy. It depends on what fighter it is at the same time, but I don't know. But this is just it don't look really good for Canelo Alvarez. He's the face of boxing, I will say, by default. I got to put that in, and the reason why you saying why default? Well, the reason why I say by default because he didn't beat the cash cow. He was just on the same stage with him, in the same ring with him, which is Floyd Mayweather, and he lost. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't. I think, to me, I really think that to become the cash cow is to beat the cash cow. You know what I'm saying? He can't. He got about being on the same stage, being on the same stage with Floyd Mayweather and losing, and he lost bad. It was even he didn't even. I don't know how many rounds he won. He maybe won one or maybe 2 rounds. But after that, Floyd Mayweather dominated that fight. Because I remember like it was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't even dominate the fight. Oh, I mean, he didn't win like 4 or 5 rounds. So 4 or 5 rounds. You see what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather just dominated him. But you know what? Some people are gonna say that Floyd Mayweather got to him young. I wouldn't even argue with that. But he took the fight. You know what I'm saying? And some people say Floyd Mayweather was going to lose that fight. You know what I'm saying? But then they showed him Floyd Mayweather showed y'all otherwise, that he's the best. He's the best in his generation. But at the same time, man, he's the cash cow, and of course he's Mexican too, because Mexicans support their fighters, and I'm not mad about that too. At the same time, so and. It's just what it is for right now. He's in talks with right now. We don't know if the fight's going to ever happen or it's going to happen. We got to see. But it's just not a good look when you get stripped, because one thing is when I don't think that any cash cow like Oscar De La Hoya or Floyd Mayweather got stripped of any belt. I don't think so. I could be wrong, but if they didn't, it's not a good look, man. Even with the judges giving him some of the favoring him with certain fights that. Which some people say he lost, and now the Club Brutal, and then he gets stripped of 2 titles. It's just not a good look, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think that the face of boxing should be he should be an example. He should not be in a spotlight like that. I can see any other fighter to a certain, because you're not the face of boxing. You're not the cash cow. You know what I'm saying? Manny Pacquiao, he's somewhat a cash cow too, but he's not generating more money as Canelo Alvarez. Of course, Canelo Alvarez on the zone, and Manny Pacquiao's with the PBC, with Fox or Showtime, whatever. But the thing about it is, man, it's just not a good look for Canelo Alvarez to be in that spotlight. It would have been really good if it was undisputed. It would be for unification for all the GOATs and see who's the best. But we don't know who's the best. Even though he's the cash cow, is he the best in the middleweight? I still don't know that. He beat Dane Jacobs. So he didn't dominate that fight, but he beat him. He beat Laura, but some people say he lost that fight. Even Austin Trout, some people say he won, some people say he lost. You know what I'm saying? Even with Triple G, the first fight, some people say he lost that fight, and some people say he might won that first one. Even some people say he won the first one, some people say he lost the first one. Even though they granted him the first fight, you know what I'm saying? The second fight, and the first fight was a draw, but it's just not a good look, man. But at the same time, we're gonna see. But if he beat Demetrius Andrade, is he the best? You know what? Let me tell you this. I would say he the best if he do beat Demetrius Andrade, because I think Demetrius Andrade is really hard. I think Canelo Alvarez have a best chance of beating Jamal Charlo than Demetrius Andrade, because Demetrius Andrade is a slick fighter. He don't stay in the pocket. He's not a stationary fighter like Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo can be hit. Not saying Demetrius Andrade can't be hit, but it's gonna be hard to hit him. He's just like Laura, and I think he hits harder than Laura too at the same time. So that would be an interesting fight. But we gotta see. So what y'all think about what's going on with Canelo Alvarez? If you have any comment, leave a comment at the bottom of my page. Subscribe to my page. Like my page. Hit the notification bell for new videos from me. This is JT from Above and Below the Belt. Bye-bye.